Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 78 of the Switch It Up show. And I hope you save the date because I'm going to jump ahead to a time that we have yet to forget. It's going to be episode 80 where we are going to give away a code, the North American region Switch code for the platformer, dark platformer, Selma and the Wisp. That's right, we'll be doing a sweet giveaway. All you gotta do is follow us at Switch It Up Show, follow at Seth Trav, or follow at From the Crib. Be sure to get at us on any place where you can download a sweet, sweet podcast. Leave us a sweet review if you can. You know it might help your chances of winning that code. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna introduce my friend, Glenn.
How you doing today, my man? That was a beautiful introduction, I gotta say.
I thought so. I figured last show you did one so well. I had to bring my A game. I had to stretch that ring announcer presence that I am so well known for. But, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to stop talking there because you know I love to let the sweet beats ride. As ever, Anamanaguchi. Love those sweet, sweet, sweet beats. That's right. So, today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to head up a little game called The Little Acre. It is $12.99, and unfortunately, you get no coins when you buy it digitally. The Little Acre follows the story of Aidan and his daughter Lily, set in 1950s Ireland. The Little Acre is a memorable, lovingly crafted adventure game. The Little Acre follows the story of Aidan and his daughter Lily, set in 1950s Ireland. After discovering clues as to the whereabouts of his missing father, Aidan begins investigating until he inadvertently finds himself transported to a strange new world. Ever the hero, Lily sets off after him, encountering her own perils along the way. Featuring full voice acting and hand-drawn animation, The Little Acre is a memorable, lovingly crafted adventure game featuring two playable characters, traditional hand-drawn animation, unique perspective transitions, beautiful original score, and fully voice acted. It's by Pooter Games Studios. This is a glorious, wonderful, sweet little fun point-and-click adventure game. Very much akin to Space Ace and Dragon's Lair. Very, very much the same kind of style. I would be hard pressed to tell the difference between the two. This is such a heartwarming and loving little game. It's hard for me to describe it as almost anything else other than a loving adventure. I would love to see this turned into a movie and have it just play out for me. Because the characters and the voice acting, they're all done very, very well. And it's been a while since I found a game where I've cared about characters as much or immediately felt like, oh gosh, characters are so nice and great and fun and sweet and kind and caring. They do a great job of immersing you in their little world of super science from the 1950s. It's not too difficult. It's rated E10, so it's probably geared towards a bit of a younger audience. But there are times where the puzzles can be a bit, where do I go here? Where do I go here? But never to a point where I was wholly frustrated. I was completely engrossed and just, I found it to be a loving, awesome little experience. It's a little on the short side. I want to say it maybe only takes 2 hours to play. It might take a little longer. I'm not too sure. It depends on how quick you're able to figure out some of these puzzles. It's just got it's for a game called The Little Acre. It's got such a big heart, and because of that, because of the way it's done all over, sound, graphics, gameplay, I don't even mind that it's a little short. So I'm going to give it the big score of a 4.5 out of 5.
Oh my gosh, man. Big support from you, Mr. Chav.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't want to give too much of it away. The game, you're a father. You don't know your wife passed away, and you're left with your daughter, and your grandfather, her grandfather, your father is this odd super scientist, and he's up and disappeared, and they kind of go off to try to find out where he went one morning when they wake up. It's great, it's cute, and like I said, it's touching, and I think it's probably because of the fact that they let you know, at least if you choose to go find it, that the mother is unfortunately not with them anymore. But these characters, they're not like, I feel like there's been a trope in games lately where, like, if you have a kid playing with you, that your main character is incredibly flawed and in some way trying to make up for something. This guy's not doing that. He's just a good, great dad, and it's straight from the get. You have to try to sneak around your room trying to not wake up your daughter sleeping, and you try to get dressed while still in bed and doing everything you can to just not wake her up. And I'm just like, that's great. That's a great dad, really looking out for your little girl there. And she's one of those classic, I'm a kid and I'm going on an adventure. And she pals around with her dog, and then like an alternate dimension kind of version of a dog. And it's great fun and cute and kitsch.
Man, it sounds intense. Sounds like I'll pull at the heartstrings a little bit.
Definitely. Big love for the Little Acre.
Awesome, man. Well, I'm gonna we're gonna step back from a more intense, engaging game like that, and maybe take a little bit of a different turn with Risky Rescue. This game is $4.99 on the Nintendo eShop. Risky Rescue is a demanding arcade game with flat design graphics and innovative controls. Fly a helicopter and do dangerous rescue missions. That's it. At each level, save people standing on hard-to-reach places and become a hero. Unlock helicopters with different parameters and complete over 50 demanding levels. If that's not enough, try yourself in Endless Mode, where your skills can compete with the timer. Use your reflexes, but be gentle. There is no place for mistakes in a Risky Rescue. This game is kind of a take on the old helicopter type games where you kind of just have to tap the button in order to keep your helicopter flying, and then you kind of work with gravity to kind of land in just the right spot. This game requires a little bit of patience, but it is very, very, very addictive and super rewarding when you go through and start to rescue all of these people. It requires a little bit of timing and coordination when you're using the controls, but nothing here is too frustrating. You have, I think they start you off with 3 helicopters, where that's how many you have to complete the level. And of course, if you crash or something like that, you're going to lose a life, and then it resets and you can try again. And the difficulty with this game is kind of just where it needs to be. It's not totally insane when you're trying to rescue these people, but as you proceed on to the later levels, it does require a little bit more thinking about how you're going to rescue these people, the order in which you're going to do it, and kind of the best way for you to be able to do it without blowing your helicopter up. Basically, what you're doing is you're taking off from the ground usually and going up these different platforms with your helicopter. But you have to make sure you don't overshoot the people you're trying to rescue, and you have to make sure that you can kind of get to everybody in the path that you're thinking of taking. Because when it first presents, one of the levels to you, you might think okay, I'll just go in any which way. But because of the different hazards, whether they be mountains, or in some later levels, there's windmills, there's oil refineries, there's cranes, there's boxes and construction equipment, there's mountains, palm trees, outhouses, there's all types of different things that can get in your way from flying air balloons, and you have to kind of navigate all these things. And it might be tempting to go rescue somebody who's super close, but it might also be a better idea to kind of pick them up on your way back, because sometimes going one way and then coming back another will pay off a lot more. I love the fact that you can unlock different planes or different helicopters, that is, and each one of them has a different rating for whether it's speed, acceleration, deceleration, and how many lives each one gives you. So if you want to like sacrifice maybe like an extra life for a helicopter that controls a little bit better, goes a little bit faster, you can definitely do that. Although it's been my experience that in this game, kind of patience is your best virtue. The slower you take things and the more you kind of plan it out, I feel like the better time you're gonna have. But this game is fun, and it's awesome that you can kind of just pick this game up, unlock a level, save a few people, and then come back to it later. So if you're looking for a game that you can pick up for a few moments, play a few levels, and then put it down, go do something else, this is perfect for that. It's arranged very much in almost in like a Candyland type way. As you start to progress and the game gets a little bit more difficult, you go through like this map that usually gives you some type of inclination as to what like obstacles you're going to encounter in your next level, which I think is pretty neat. And depending on how fast you rescue these people, you get a star rating as well. So if you're somebody who likes to make sure that you get all 3-star ratings before you proceed on to the next level, you can do that. So my man, for $4.99 on the Nintendo eShop, I am happy with this game. Again, yeah, may not be for everybody, but it was for me. I think I'm going to go ahead and give this a 3.5. I had a good time with Risky Rescue. For me, it was worth the risk.
Not too bad a score right there, my man. Not too bad a score at all.
No, you can do better, but you can definitely do a lot worse. If you're looking for a game
as you can
to rescue you from boredom, Risky Rescue might be it.
Hey, there we go, my man. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us know what you think of these games that we just reviewed. Let us know if there's a game you want us to review by getting at us at Switch It Up Show. Be sure to follow us there so that way you can enter this contest to win a North American eShop code for Selma and the Wisp, a dark platformer. You will be able to get that soon because it comes out May 31st. We will be releasing that code, announcing the winner on our 80th episode coming up in the next week or two. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, you got to follow us there. Be sure to maybe hit that subscribe, like, love, all over. Anywhere you can find us on podcasts, that's at Preach Network. Be sure to sub to the YouTube page. That'll definitely help out your chances of winning. And be sure to follow me. I'm at Said Trap. He's at From the Crib. And of course, as I said before, together we are at Switch It Up Show. And if any of that got boring, ladies and gentlemen, you can always switch it up.